I'm Zach.
I'm Maxwell.
And this is Car Chronicles.
Woo! Slk230 compressor.
This is the Sport Edition, so as you can see it has the carbon fiber trim, the Sport steering wheel, and of course the Sport seat. And you can't forget that sweet, sweet Sport suspension.
This Mercedes has a 2.3-liter supercharged 4-cylinder producing 185 horsepower and 200 pound-feet of torque.
Let's go ahead and start her up.
You can even hear a little bit of that supercharger whine whenever you rev it.
Having some technical difficulties.
The key won't come out. So we figured out, first of all, you need your toaster strudels to be nutritioned up for this video. Second of all, for some weird reason, if you have your foot on the brake, it won't let you take out the key. Look. I'll go ahead and twist it like I'm gonna start it. Not gonna start it though. I'll turn it off all the way. Foot is still on the brake. Won't come out. Foot off the brake. Comes right out. Neato.
It's German engineering.
Alright, let's go ahead and see how it drives. But first thing, seat belts. Starting off here, got a nice little lip here that I don't want to crunch the front on. That'd be great.
Do some crunching.
Nice off-roader, actually.
This is probably the ideal on-roading car, if you ask
I would
anyone.
agree. And, as many of you probably know, this is the convertible, because the SLK is a convertible. None of them were just coupes. But we're going to go ahead and drive it here for a little bit with the top up, just to sort of see how everything is. Visibility is pretty good with the top up. You don't really have too much of a blind spot because it's pretty small anyway. The view out of the back is pretty good as well. But as we know with the top down, which we'll do a little bit later, everything gets better.
So we're just taking through some windy roads to test handling and responsiveness and braking and all that stuff that goes along with drivability. Pulling to our first stop sign of the day.
Do a little acceleration, see how it is.
Really hear that
Pretty
four-banger
quick.
purr right there.
It is certainly not a slouch.
We got up to about 100 miles an hour in that short time.
That was actually 25. We do not break the speed limit here. That was 25 miles an hour, as you guys know. So, like we said, this car has about 185 horsepower, which is not a lot for sure.
But
especially
being only a ton and a half, it kicks in quick. Especially
in today's standards, 185 is nothing. But it weighs less than 3,000 pounds. It's pretty small. It's pretty quick. One thing though, this car could come equipped with a manual. I think it was a 6-speed manual, or I think it was a 6-speed manual. But this one has the automatic, which, as we all know, the early 2000s automatics are pretty slow.
The tranny is
it's a little sluggish.
Best for sure. The tranny is granny, is what I.
Tranny is granny. That is right. Coming up to some nice corners here.
Let it out a little bit on this one. There we go.
Definitely handles really well, and we've got a nice
another Mercedes passing by. Oh wow, a cement truck.
We're gonna go ahead and turn around just to give a little space, because we don't want to be stuck behind that guy for at all. We don't want to be stuck behind him at all.
We won't be stuck.
Now, obviously, being a 2000, it's a little dated. I mean, it doesn't have the technology that these newer cars do have, but being less than 3,000 pounds, it certainly takes the corners pretty well. That's definitely the highlight of this car, is handling.
Sucker can turn on a dime.
It can turn on a dime. That's for sure, Zach. Okay, so some other things to note that now that we've been driving this for a little bit,
is the gas mileage
actually
yeah, it's pretty good.
The gas mileage is pretty good.
It's about 30 on highway.
We definitely don't drive it conservatively, let's put it that way, and it gets decent. It gets around 20.
What tank are we at right now?
We're at a little over 3/4, and we filled it up yesterday, and we've been driving it
since yesterday.
Very gingerly.
And that's not bad.
Alright, we're coming to another stop sign. We'll do a 0 to 2 mile an hour pull. Here we go.
We just hit 1 mile an hour, and there's 2. So,
yeah.
We almost got up to 3
That
there.
was close to
That was
3.
close.
Alright, so another thing to note, is the car has decent brakes. The pedal travel is a good amount. You have to get into the brake pedal a good amount before it bites, but let's just do a little, not full braking, but we'll do a little test. There's definitely some breakage. They're substantial enough.
They're holding it. Is what I'm trying to say. It's 17 years old. You know what I mean.
Although, they did have to change the brake pads about a year or 2 ago. But
as Will mentioned, we have 0 brake fluid in right now, and it's going really well.
Actually, transmission fluid's out as well. Alright, so as we know, the best place to drive one of these is on the back roads. Alright, so we're going to do a nice little pull here. We'll probably get up to like maybe 30 miles an hour.
I'll go ahead and hold on to something real quick.
So. That's 5. 6.
Buffeting.
That's 8 miles an hour right there.
Pretty quick.
It gets there pretty quick. Let's just go ahead.
It doesn't necessarily throw you back, but it definitely gets there fast.
Basically what we're saying, since it is supercharged, it sort of just surges forward. It doesn't throw you back like some of these new, Teslas and all that. But it's substantial enough especially for an older car. And it's a Mercedes, and you can get a good one with decent low mileage for under 10 grand all day, which is, maybe I should do that after I graduate from college.
Everyone that I know is doing it, so if everyone's doing it, honestly, it's okay.
If everyone's doing it, may as well conform, because that's what people are teaching us.
The best thing about this is it's fun, sporty grocery getter.
We picked up some heavy whipping cream, in fact, yesterday.
It is a grocery getter. And this thing will get you to the grocery store and out as fast as you can say Mercedes-Benz.
So a little bit about ourselves. I know this is going to be our first video and may not get a whole lot of views, but I'm Maxwell, like I said. 17 years old. I know I don't really look like I'm 17. I look pretty young.
You look like you're 40,
I look
honestly.
like I'm 40, honestly.
40.
But I'm 17, and this is my friend Zach.
I'm 17. I'm Zach. What do you want from me? I'm putting myself out. Coming up, we are approaching some really nice curves, some corners here. We're gonna let
my nice concentrated face on. Here we go.
We're gonna let the Mercedes do its thing.
Whoa, woohoo!
There we go.
Oh,
We got that traction control.
That was actually on that time.
Okay. Just wanted
We
to
never
make sure.
turn it off because there's no reason to.
Let's go ahead and pull the handbrake on this next one.
Oh, dang it, the handbrake's been on this whole time.
All right, here comes another tight corner up ahead. We're gonna see how this thing manages. Coming in, he just apexed it. Oh, wow, there we go.
So, basically, we've been driving this car the past few days. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to think of some negatives. Obviously, it's not the most practical.
Space-wise, it's 2-seater. It's got great heaters, though. Speaking of
It does have good heater. Seated heats. It doesn't have heated seats, actually.
These, and the best part is it's a convertible.
Yeah, which we're about to pull over right here into this neighborhood, and we'll go ahead and put the top down.
This is easily the best part of the ride.
Don't get me wrong, it's fun with the top up or top down, but it's really meant to be driven top down because that's when you get the nice wind through the hair experience. You can hear it a little bit better. Hear that whine sometimes from the supercharger.
And visibility increases, and overall fun just goes straight through the roof.
Goes straight through the roof.
It's definitely recording this time.
All right, so to put the top down, there's just this little button right here, and all you do to put it up is you push it forward, and to put it down like we're about to do, you just pull it back. It'll turn red to let you know that it's going, and you just hold it and watch the match. All right, now that we have the top down, what are we gonna do, Zach?
We're gonna thrash this.
We're gonna drive it, take it for a nice little spin. And we may as well try out the heater, like we were saying. This car, it's not even that cold. It's like in the 50s today. But
it's a really nice November day.
This heater is really good.
It kicks in quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Fast, and in a jiffy.
And man, this thing will blast you. Even with the top down on a cold day, if you have this thing on full blast, you're gonna get blasted, and you're gonna have to turn it down because this sucker can heat up.
Got a nice little roundabout in a neighborhood though, so we can't go too fast. So
it's pretty good. Really responsive turning overall.
Pretty responsive. The steering on this car, it's decently heavy. It's a nice weight to it. It's pretty sporty. The feel, you don't get a whole lot of feeling through the wheel. You can't really feel like what's going on with the tires in the front, but it is weighted pretty well, and it gives it a nice sporty feel.
A porty spiel, if you ask me. We're about to turn onto this road and do a quick little pull, and and as you can tell, with the top down, the engine really comes through, giving it way more connectivity with you driving, and overall great feel, way sporty. Final thoughts overall, really great look, really sporty feel. Driving, being that I'm a teenager and my actual car is a 99 Lexus ES300, which is nothing sporty, it's definitely nice to drive this. This is my grandparents' car, by the way, so thank you to them for letting us review it. But it's definitely nice to come out and drive it. It's decently quick, it's pretty agile, and it's a blast to drive. It's fun, for sure. This convertible, man, you get a lot of looks.
Just one thing to note, I know this is our first review, and I'm the only one driving in it, and that's just because it's my grandparents' car, so he's technically not allowed to drive it.
Fun fact.
But coming in later videos, we're going to do more reviews here in the coming weeks. Hope you guys like them, by the way.
Hopefully we're going to be driving a lot of Mercedes around.
Yeah, both of our families have a few Mercedes. So basically, whenever it's his family's car, he'll do the driving, and he'll sort of talk about the driving experience a little more. And on this one, I did most of the driving and talking about the driving experience. But it should be a pretty good variety. And then we're hoping, fingers crossed, that once we get a good amount of videos on the channel, we're planning on going to the Mercedes dealership. We're gonna go ask and see if we can just take a car out for a little test drive and sort of do a little quick review on it. So
we're gonna be doing some comparison videos coming up.
We are, hopefully.
Comparing different models, different SUVs, so stuff like that.
Basically, what we're saying is thank you for watching.
Be sure to stay tuned for upcoming videos and things that we'll be posting soon.
We'll see you next time.